3 days in Arctic survival shelter, solo bushcraft camping, and blacksmithing. Welcome to the interior of Alaska. I'm going to be camping in the snow without a tent for the next few days. I'll be building survival shelters, sleeping under animal hides, making bushcraft projects next to the fire, and cooking some amazing food. We've had a strange winter here in Alaska. It's been cold, then warm, then cold again. The good news is the snow isn't too deep and the swamps are frozen solid, so I can finally explore places that are usually hard to reach. I got myself a bit wet. Looks like there's a small ditch or creek here, so I stopped to walk it before driving the K-truck through. There's a bit of a trap here, just snow floating on water. I stepped on it and sank into the mud up to my knees. Guess I'll go around. After driving for a while, it's time to find a good place to set up camp. I'll look around for some dead trees before it gets dark. It's going to be pitch black early, and it's tough to find dry wood once the sun goes down. There's an invasive beetle here, the Japanese spruce bark beetle, that's been killing a lot of the spruce trees in this area. That makes this place a big fire hazard in the summer, so burning up dead trees in winter is actually helpful. It looks like a lot of wood, but it's not nearly enough if you want to stay warm through a long, dark night and still have material for a shelter. I'll get my lights ready. I use these bike lights with GoPro mounts that I picked up in Kyoto years ago. Now I need to get a fire going and dry my pants. It's fine while I'm moving around, but once I stop to eat, the cold will set in fast. Always remember to put away your flint and steel before you lose them in the snow. Everything's covered in ice, so I'll place the wood around the fire to dry it before stacking it nearby. I've built a partial shelter. It's not perfect, but it'll block the wind. I'll use the heat reflector to help dry the wood and keep the warmth directed toward me. It took several hours to cut down trees and build this, so I'm proud of how it turned out. Time to hang my wet clothes and start drying them. My gloves and boots are soaked, and the wood is frozen solid. I brought some caribou hides to sleep on, and a buffalo hide as a blanket. I'm getting older, so a bit of padding helps. For dinner, I've got moose fajitas. I prepped and froze everything ahead of time: meat, seasoning, and vegetables. Just need to heat it up in boiling water. Not a bad meal out here. That hit the spot. It's late, and I still need to cut more wood firewood for the night. I'll snack on some chocolate-covered almonds while drying my boots. If I don't dry them now, they'll freeze solid by morning. Time to wrap up in the buffalo hide and get some rest. I'll need to stoke the fire every few hours, but that's normal. See you in the morning. Good morning. The fire's been keeping the shelter warm, but when it dies down, the cold hits hard. Time for breakfast. I'll butter a warm tortilla, sprinkle cinnamon sugar on it, and have some steel-cut oatmeal with butter, brown sugar, and raisins. The sun's finally starting to rise. I'll clean up and get to work. Once I pile some thatching and get snow on top, the shelter will be airtight. The trick is to make it thick enough and far enough from the fire so the snow doesn't melt and drip. Now that the wall's up, I'll widen the bed. I kept rolling off last night. I'll dry out a few logs before using them. With the place tidy and wood drying, it's time for lunch. A friend gave me some caribou hot dogs, and they smell great cooking over the fire. After eating, I'm going to make a cooking griddle from a piece of steel. It doesn't have to look perfect. I'll shape it, hammer the edges, and bend up the sides to make a lip. Once it's formed, I'll season it with peanut oil over the fire. For dinner tonight, I've got king crab legs from a trip to Nome with my son. I'll warm up garlic butter and roast the crab over the fire. The shells get brittle and easy to peel, and the meat tastes amazing. With a full belly, I'll relax and listen to an audiobook before bed. The new shelter feels much warmer. The air is still, and the heat reflects well. I'll dry my socks by the fire before sleeping. Morning again. I had to stoke the fire a few times, but I stayed warm. My back's sore, though. Time to test the new griddle with some corned beef hash and eggs. The pan works great. Easy to make and perfect for cooking breakfast. After eating, I'll pack up and head home. It's a long drive, and I want to get back by noon. I'll come back another time to test this shelter during a snowstorm. Let's see if the K-truck starts. It can be stubborn in the cold. Looks like it's running fine. Always good to make sure the engine is working before putting out your fire.